Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. government is spending $1 trillion every 90 days. We are in the midst of a U.S. dollar death spiral. Those who say otherwise are just plain not well informed. In case you didn't already know, our government and its fully owned and paid for mainstream media lies to us. I predicted a financial crisis would happen within the next 90 days, and that means between now and June. But don't take my word for it. Do your own research. You can start by listening to these excerpts from financial analyst and writer John Rubino.
We're running crisis level deficits. So we are in kind of a death spiral where we're borrowing money to pay the interest on our debt, which raises the interest on our debt even further, and so on, with no end in sight, because we can't cut our borrowing during the next recession, and a recession is coming. So it's going to go up even further from there. So we're basically done. There's no conceivable way for the government to get anywhere near a balanced budget. In other words, nobody wants to hold the currency of a country that's this out of control financially. Then people start acting accordingly, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I would say we're not far from that point. A real live, honest to God financial death spiral that can't be fixed, because once the currency starts going down, then that is the main financial tool that governments use to bail out parts of the economy that are blowing up. But if the value of your currency is tanking, then you can't just step in with trillions of more dollars to bail things out. And that's where we're headed. But right now, what's going on should just terrify the world's central banks. And by the way, they're behaving as if they're terrified, the big central banks, because they're aggressively buying gold right now. That's one of the central banks aren't buying Bitcoin, whereas individuals are doing that. Central banks are buying gold, and they've bought about 1,000 ounces of gold in each of the last 2 years, or 1,000 tons of gold, in each of the last 2 years. They know what's happening to their currencies better than anybody else does. So if they're buying gold with their currencies, in effect betting against their currencies, we're really close to a recession and an equities bear market here where something just blows up on us. That bank crisis or something like that. We could have a really brutal correction if we have an equities bear market that tips us into a recession. But we do not want to respond to that risk by getting out of gold and silver and Bitcoin if you own it, because those things could just rocket from here. Also, still understand that the long-term story is what it is, and that is a currency crisis that leads gold and silver to go through the roof.
A currency crisis is inevitable, but now it looks imminent.